So you are welcome to my healthy food place, where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. And in today's subject, we want to focus on how to stop menopausal weight gain. Why we need to stop menopausal weight gain. Now, talking of menopausal weight gain, our mind quickly goes to the women during the time of the cessation of the monthly period. But let's not just focus on the women, talking of the weight gain. Weight gain happens to even the men during the certain stage. And that stage also is a time of something that looks like the menopause. It's only that the women body makeup is different, and it makes it look like, not really look like, but makes them have more challenges during that period. And one of the biggest challenge is the menopause. The weight gain. When the weight gain begins to come up, other health challenges begins to show up. And so the first thing to do is to stop the weight gain. I have seen a couple of ladies who were very, very slim. Very, very skinny as young ladies. But during the period of menopause, they blew up and became very, very big. Fatter, weightier than even some of us who were known to be on the extra large size before. Why? Most times it's this weight gain. So you don't have to give it a chance. And once you start to focus on reducing the weight gain, you are already dealing with a lot of issues about your health. You are indirectly dealing with it. Positively dealing with a lot of issues. Diabetes, high blood pressure, okay, God bless you. Thank you so much. You are welcome. Ngozi Amadiog, you're welcome to the house. So, you are already dealing with a lot of other issues regarding your health. If you can stop that weight gain, and you will notice that when you are getting to that period of the menopause, when the cessation of the monthly period comes, when it starts, every other thing seems to be getting stuck in the body. The metabolic rate is reducing. The body is receiving different signals. And so when you eat some food that would ordinarily digest or get digested within few hours, you notice that they are staying longer. And there are some changes you need to make in your diet, which I also want to share. Some exercises that you need to implement and start doing are also the most important exercise you need to do. The way you prepare your meals, all of them are going to be part of this short, going to be going to be too long one, but I intend to incorporate things like the exercises you make, how you prepare your meals, some of the snacks that you need to be taking. You don't need to be taking those things that you were taking before. Some of the major changes that you need to make to your diet, I want to highlight a few of them. Number one thing you need to do nutritionally is to stop the sugars. I'm talking of nutritional things changes you need to make to what you eat. You need to stop those things, simple sugars, carbonated drinks and beverages. You must have to stop them. As a matter of fact, you need to stop the biscuits, the breads, all those, estrogen foods, you are consuming those foods and your body was able to deal with it, because during the end of the month, everything you get cleaned up during the monthly period. And so you have to stop most of those food that will require, a lot of processing in the body. Processing like some medication like multivitamins, when it gets into the body, after processing, the waste will be left in the body for your body to handle. And your body may not be able to do that. So most of the things you are taking will have to stay in the body. And the staying in the body, all of them are contributing. They will all contribute to the weight gain, whatever you take. So you stop the sugars, stop the processed foods. If you want to handle the menopausal weight gain, you want to avoid the weight gain, you have to change your source of fuel. You have to use the good oil. Yes, use a good oil. I already talked about that before. You have also to reduce using carbohydrates for energy. Yes, when you need energy, you'll be needing more of the fats, because the fats are great for disease fighting. Fats, healthy fats, hardly feed diseases. That's what I need to remind us, especially during that period of the weight gain. And again, healthy fats helps you to burn fat. Yes, you need to also watch some of my videos on some oils like coconut, cold pressed coconut oil, that helps, that it is difficult to burn fat without fat. If you have been trying to lose belly fat or lose fat and you are avoiding fat, it is even more difficult to lose fat without the presence of good fat. It is those fats that help to break them down. Another change you need to make nutritionally is to remember to start including fibers. If you have never been mindful of fibers in your diet, soluble and insoluble fiber, yes, you need to start including fibers, especially those from vegetables, soluble and insoluble fiber, because they also will be helping you to tackle bad cholesterol, popularly known as low density lipoprotein. The bad cholesterol, we have the good, we have the bad. And so when you are including, you need to, part of the changes is to change your source of fuel. When you need energy, you don't rush for all those your white pap, you don't rush for all those your carbonated drinks. Oh, I need energy. You just go and open one carbonated drink and take. You start looking for the real source of energy. Quality energy that won't feed a disease. Quality energy that will help you manage your blood sugar. Quality energy, and you get them from healthy fats. That is one of the ways to stop the menopausal weight gain. When you are rushing to take all those your regular conventional drinks to get energy, because that will, some energy drinks, you are accumulating fat. Sometimes you hear a lot of people, I've even heard some people say, I don't eat much, but it depends on what you're eating. I've seen some people who are very, very big, extra, extra large. I'll come to my own self towards the end, because I used to be very, very big. That's why I like to talk about it, because if it hadn't happened successfully, if I had not successfully reversed my own extra, extra large, I thought to bring one of my old photos, portrait photos, to show you, but I forgot to bring it. Maybe some other time I'll show you so that you can see how big I'd always been. You won't think it's a joke. I was weighing 120 plus. And you know what that means? With my height, not too tall. So I was really, really very bulky. And then I was also having a lot of health challenges. So when you allow weight gain, you are allowing disease to come settle. And the weight gain starts more, gets more serious during the menopause, during the premenopause, just before the menopause, and then during that menopause. So it's something you need to attack and attack seriously, the weight gain. The first thing I've said, you can write it down if you like. You can also save it, or however you want to keep it, to remind you that the first thing that you need to do, look at your nutrition, change your source of fuel, change the type of food you're eating. Eat more of the quality. Look first into your nutrition when you want to stop the weight gain. The type of fat in your diet, you need to work on it. Okay, thank you for that comment. So you need to work on it, the type of fat you are consuming. Then you need also to check on the type of sugars you are taking. Simple sugars, you need to stay off them. Ready to eat drinks, canned foods, you need to stay off them. You need to include fibers. You need to note it down. You need to include fibers, especially from vegetables. Occasional grains, non-glutinous grains like millet for energy, because some of them are, not really some of them, a good number of them are rich in B vitamins. And B vitamins are noted for energy. And so that you will always have energy. Some from fat, some from those grains and vegetables. So you need to include some of the grains so that you'll be getting some energy. Oat is also good because it's the source of the B group of vitamins, the source of soluble and insoluble fiber. So you need to look into your diet and increase your grains, so that the grain, the fiber will help you manage your blood sugar, so that you won't come up with things like blood sugar issues and insulin resistance, the rest of. Number 3 thing you need to look into nutritionally is your protein. Before the menopausal weight gain, you could just take anything when you're hungry, whatever you see, you just take. But when you are during this period of your life, you need to be very, very mindful of what you take. Be mindful of protein in your diet. If you're getting sufficient protein, you'll be building your muscle. You'll be building your muscle. And if you're building your muscle, it's not likely that you'll be gaining too much weight, because protein is the building block. And so if you have sufficient protein in your diet during this period of menopause, or perimenopause, or menopause, you will be building your muscle. You are not likely to add weight. We must understand the secret behind weight gain. When we are not building the muscle, which we are not including sufficient protein, you will always be hungry. You eat now, small time you're hungry. That's not a good sign. You should, if there is quality protein in your diet, if you have consumed foods with complete amino acids, you are not likely to, be hungry in a couple of minutes. As a matter of fact, when I feel hungry like that, I know that what I ate either is not complete or whatever. So I try to add a little of the animal protein there to make it have the completeness, to enable the body to use it. So a lot of people hear from a lot of people, some inexperienced people, and they say, don't eat this, don't eat this. They say, don't eat egg, don't eat meat, don't take milk. So many advices, online, offline, people advising the women, advising you, do this. Some say go to the gym, some say get a supplement. You can't do without a supplement. You must have a good supplement to help you. My own answer, are they necessary? Not at all, but just a few. I will come to that. It's part of it, but do not to follow advices telling you to get a multivitamin. If you don't have a multivitamin, get this or get that. Nothing can take away the menopause symptoms. You can reduce the effect. You can reduce it, but it's not something that you can just get medications and it takes it off, just like you take off a headache, a troubling headache. It's not something like that. It's something that you have to pass through, but the understanding of it helps you to reduce those ugly effects and ugly signs that come with it. And so you have to ensure to get sufficient protein. I'm talking of nutritional aspects now. 3 things we have talked. You need to mind the sugar, the source of fuel, the fiber in your diet. Then you need to put your eyes on protein. Anywhere you can find the protein, go for it. Whether you find it in nuts, you find it in seeds, you find it in vegetables, you find it in legumes, you find it in lentils. Anywhere you find the protein, go for it. Your body needs it. If you have not been mindful of protein, you just have to begin to be mindful of it, because that is what you need to fight the weight gain. It's part of what you need to fight that menopausal weight gain. You need protein, you need fiber, you need quality and healthy fats in your diet. Fats that help to destroy fat. You have to start including them. Then, the last one, but it's not the least, before I go to the next item, is water therapy. You must remember to include water therapy. Start water therapy. You must always be properly hydrated if you are during your menopause. It's going to help your digestion, it's going to help your detox, it's going to help your transportation of nutrients, it's going to even help your energy. So don't joke with water. If you are someone that ordinarily you could just be moving about until you are thirsty, my dear, stop it. Start water therapy in the morning. Lots of water and even occasional lemon juice. Add half a lemon juice to alkaline your body and then reduce the acids. Activate your stomach to digestion. So when you are properly hydrated, for instance, nutritionally we are still talking. There are other aspects that is going to help you to lose weight. But one of the most important is that aspect of what you eat, what goes into your mouth. And that's why I'm taking a little more time to highlight the aspects that you need to also focus on. So you need to not to forget the water therapy and the occasional lemon juice. So then the next thing about the nutrition is to reduce acidic foods. Yes, acid-forming foods. The acid-forming foods are in the in the processed foods category. So, acid-forming foods, top on the list, things like cakes, things like most of the white foods, most of the breads and biscuits. We won't stop talking about it. Some of the, pastries, some of the noodles, all those things. A good number of them, doesn't matter how well packaged they are, they end up as acids in the body. And so you must be mindful of acids too. If you want to reduce your weight gain, you must be mindful of acid-forming foods. In addition to this, you must be mindful of the type of carbohydrates that you are taking. Reduce simple carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates. There are complex carbohydrates and there are simple carbohydrates. And so the simple carbohydrates are those like rice, pap, bread, biscuit. They are all in the simple carbohydrates. So you need to reduce the simple carbohydrates if you want to manage weight gain. Because The simple carbohydrates easily settle as sugar in the body, but the complex carbohydrates takes a little time. So those carbonated drinks that sometimes you just take and drink, say no, it's very light, they are actually acidic, and they make you to gain weight because they easily settle as sugar, as fat, and all that stuff. And so these are some of the things I did personally. I was a lover of all those stuff, go to supermarket, buy all those breads, in fact, very well baked, buy margarines. Of course, I don't need to tell you that you need to stay off margarine. Do I need to say that? Of course, it's a trans fat, it's a bad fat. It can increase bad cholesterol and cause a lot of other reduced blood circulation. I don't need to tell you that. Yes, I used to stop margarine. It's one of the things I love so much. You put it inside the bread and use it with milk together, everything, and be gaining weight. And some of the, as a matter of fact, some of the breakfast beverages, what I mean breakfast beverages, I don't want to mention any of the brands, but good number of them are made with cocoa, the pure cocoa. Though the pure cocoa is bitter, it has anti-inflammatory effect in the body. It's a source of magnesium and it's good for you. When you are talking of weight gain, it will not cause you weight gain. It helps to fight inflammations and supports you with nutrients like magnesium, even zinc, and some healthy fats. But now, you need to, if you are trying to avoid weight gain, avoid those 3-in-1, 4-in-1, all those chocolate products that have already been mixed with sugar or milk. Sometimes they may not write it on the labels. Sometimes it may be written. But if it's not 100% cocoa, pure cocoa, bitter cocoa, it's not good for your weight loss efforts. It's going to cause you, even though the cocoa itself may not cause you weight gain, taken alone. But when you take those ones that come with other additives, they have added milk, they have added sugar, they call it 3-in-1, some 4-in-1, and all those stuff, you need to stay off them because they will cause you weight gain. Whereas the cocoa itself may not cause you weight gain, but with the combination and addition of all this, it's going to give you another effect. Weight gain will be the result. Most of these, milk, for instance, cow milk is one of the food you must be very cautious to avoid weight gain. You need to be very cautious about milk. Whether you go, sometime I was using, during that period, I was actually using this 1% fat. Don't want to mention the name of the 1% fat. There are so many brands of this less than 1% fat. So I was actually using it, honestly speaking, for not just 1 year, I had so many empty packs. I was using it because it's said to be high in calcium. It was said to be helping you to lose fat, which actually somehow it was doing that. But over the years, I came to realize that milk is also highly acidic. So I had to stop it, as a matter of fact. I used it, and I used to experience some, gut challenges periodically, not knowing it was linked to that. So you don't need to, take all those zero fat, low fat, or zero cholesterol. You do not need them, because this is one of the mistakes I made. I just thought to tell us, maybe I use this to say that just take some of the common mistakes that a lot of women make. Let me highlight some of these. I made some of them. And one of them is going for the so-called low fat, zero cholesterol, in order to avoid weight gain. It doesn't work. If you want fat, you go for the real fat. If you want to take milk, if you have taken off your bread, your biscuits, and all those, white foods, high calorie carbohydrates, reducing them, if you have reduced or taken them out of your diet, you will notice that even if you want to take milk, for instance, and you take the full cream milk, it won't make you fat. It has vitamins and minerals. It won't make you fat. Because as a matter of fact, you need a little fat in your body. You need a little fat, you need a little cholesterol. At a point when I was doing all of that, I became so skinny. It was quite embarrassing. I became very skinny, and that's not also good. So I was, placing a lot of restrictions on myself because of the health challenges and because of the weight gain. But now I know better. And my advice for you is don't make those mistakes. And one of them is trying to use 0% fat milk, 1% fat. The idea was to get calcium, because calcium is very important. But there are, maybe I should also use the time to highlight some of the important food sources of calcium. Because if you have sufficient calcium in your diet, it will help you with the weight loss effort. You won't be gaining weight. These minerals, they play a lot of roles, and calcium is one of the important electrolytes. And if you have food rich in calcium sufficient in your diet, your bones, minerals, and everything will be okay. So even weight gain won't be a problem. You won't have all those arthritis and all those stuff that pain people at the joint. Because at times ignorantly they gave us a lot of medications then to stop the pains around the joints, and then you take a lot of milk to stop the ulcers, a lot of other health challenges. But if you can include foods such as I want to mention now to boost your calcium, you will not have too much issue with weight gain. Include foods like chia seeds, foods like flax seeds, foods like sea salt. I made use of a good number of them, but there are some also that I got to learn later, because I didn't learn everything in one day. And so you need to include those calcium-rich foods to help you, and not just calcium, minerals. Occasional fennel seed tea is good. Cloves is good for your bones. Olive oil is good for your bones. It's a bone strengthening food. Even I was very fond of coconut oil. It's one of the oils I was so fond of then. Honestly, I won't stop talking about it. It helped me a lot. It's a metabolism boosting oil. It helped me to drop my belly fat, because I was also having a lot of belly fat. My belly was really, really big. But it's something I can't show you. Maybe if you need to check some of my videos where I was standing, you will notice that the belly fats are not there anymore. So I made use of coconut oil very well, and occasionally tried out olive oil. But if you are talking of weight loss, olive oil is very good. I used it for some time during those days, and it was during that time I really lost a lot of weight. So you can use it occasionally for whatever requires fat in your diet. It's good for your blood pressure too. Good olive oil. Remember, there are too many fake olive oil. That's why I almost ran away from it. Yes, you're welcome to the house. I almost ran away from the olive oil because it's better not to buy a fake oil. You see, of everything that your body can tolerate fake, the worst that it can't take fake is oil. Because you know the part of your body that is really worth heat is your heart. And you know what it means. Once you take a bad oil, the heart, boom, it hits on the heart. The heartbeat changes. That's why, honestly, yes, if you get a very good avocado oil, it's good for you. It's one of the good oils. And like for me, to be honest with you, the avocado used also to be one of my favorites. It's a seasonal food. I love it a lot. It helps you look younger, but I don't go for I have only the oils, the essential oils, but honestly, I've not been able to trust a good avocado oil for cooking. That's what I'll tell you. So I always eat the seasonal avocados because we always get enough here. But if you can stock it, you find a way to preserve it, which I'm trusting to be able to be doing some of these things now. If I have all the equipments and gadgets, I love to be doing it. And so olive oil is good. Avocado oil is also good. There are some other good oils like sesame seed oil. As a matter of fact, these days I drink the oil. It may shock you to hear this. In addition to cooking occasionally with the sesame seed oil, you know, when you are getting to real menopause, when you're settled as a menopause woman, like you're more than 60 like us, you will not want, as a matter of fact, you would like to focus on seeds. Yes. So sometimes I drink the oil because it helps heal things like stomach ulcers. It helps manage blood sugar. It's a source of calcium too. I drink it. Initially, I was, concerned about essential oil, but there are some I'm drinking these days. I even drink, what's it called? I drink almond oil. I've had some of them in my shelf by my bedside. I call them my bedside oils. Yes, you can have them by your bedside. That's what I do. If you go to my bedside, I put them arranged by the side of the bed. So below at that small cupboard, there's some on top. So in the night, you can take any one. As the body places demand or request for any thing, you just take it and then use it. Initially, you maybe, you need to test it out because some of them are very, very powerful. Powerful. They can cause death. So most of them, I test a little. It's only when I've tested it little by little and I see that it's working, I come and share with my followers so that we don't go, I heard something online. That are people, I heard this online, I did this. A lot of people have destroyed their lives or even their organs because they went and heard something online. And then maybe the person talking haven't even tried it or haven't even seen it. You just, want to get an audience or whatever and then shared it. Everybody jump into it and start using it, not even minding the condition of your body. And so oil is very important when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to check your menopausal weight gain. You need to choose your oil carefully. I've already talked a lot about oil, so you can also check out on some of the videos on some of the oil I use and all of that. So you don't have to just jump on any oil because oil plays an important role when it comes to weight loss, weight gain. Oil and fat, good oil and good fat plays an important role when it comes to your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your bone health. Many of you are not aware that this is the reason why the arthritis is not going. why the belly fat is not going, why it's difficult to lose weight, why the blood pressure is not going. Most of the time, it's because we are not having good fat. I mean, healthy fats in our blood or body fat profile. So that doesn't, because it is actually fat. I wouldn't tell you that fat is more important than protein. They all have their different job. What fat will do, protein will not do. So we need to have them in a good balance. Let everyone have its place and do its work. That is my own position about it. And so you must include fats seriously. And another thing that helps with weight gain that you must focus nutritionally, look at only nutrition aspect. I will have to come back because the point I highlighted down, I have not even gone far into it. So it looks like something we are going to come back maybe after tomorrow or something. Maybe we need to talk a little about it because only the nutritional aspect, I was looking at it a very small thing to talk about. But weight gain is something it's a global problem if you don't know. You see little children weight gain, looking very obese. See teenagers very obese. It's a health problem. So as a menopausal woman, you wouldn't allow it because it's going to usher in other health challenges. It's going to be ushering in a lot of challenge. Apart from just ushering in the health challenges, it's going to bring in complications also if you have existing health challenge. So you need to include the foods that some of them I mentioned that can help, even the what's it called, moringa leaves. They are all there to help you, support you when in talking in terms of bones. There are several other foods that will help you. But if you are consuming processed foods too much, it's not going to support your weight loss effort. It's going to cause you weight gain and even bone loss. We're not talking about the bone loss. When this menopause comes, it comes with a lot of other things, including the bone loss. And the bone loss is something that could lead to osteoporosis. It's a health challenge, a kind of complication in bone issues, which normally or mostly affect the women. Osteoporosis. Don't know how they call it, but that's the way they pronounce and the words, the pronunciation of the word, it looks. The bone could just suddenly have an accident, could just crack. Because a lot of women during our menopause are not aware that there is also demineralization, that is mineral loss, bone minerals are good. That's why the sea salt is very important. Sea salt is what I have been using for more than 15 years. And I want to thank God that even I don't have any problem, bone issue today, and I don't pray or expect to have. So you need to include foods that can help with minerals in your bones. It's not only the milk that we were thinking before. We were of the opinion that, if you remove milk, we are finished. That was our thought, that once you take milk out of the diet, there's no calcium anywhere. But I have highlighted just even the vegetables, apart from the moringa leaves, a lot of the vegetables are good sources also. So you don't have even the starchy and the root vegetable, like the edible cassava, it's a source of calcium. Sesame seed is a source of calcium. Fennels, sweet potatoes, even the local rice is a source of calcium. The grains like the soya beans is a source of calcium, a lot of calcium in it. Millet, finger millet, sorghum bicolor, sorghum joa, a lot of them. Even oats is a source of calcium too. So you need to also focus your eyes on some of these foods to ensure that your bone is intact and reduce those processed foods that place more load on the body while the bone is getting lean. You know what that means? When you are bringing load to put on something, and that thing you want to put load on, load in form of the processed food, the carbohydrates, high calorie carbohydrates, it's not even strong enough. There is no sufficient minerals that can help you to carry that weight that we are bringing in form of foods. And so that also could lead to some of the accidents in the bone. So you need to check out some of these foods I mentioned. Even the avocado is a source of calcium. I can't mention all of it. The coconut, fresh coconut, is a source of calcium. I've said that. Olive oil, it is too. So when you take these oils in good and moderate amount, you are not likely to have or experience the bone loss and then the weight gain also, because it works that way. When you are experiencing the weight gain, most times the bone also is going down. If you can monitor it, if you have any good something to monitor it, you will notice what I'm telling you, that it goes that way, that when you are bringing much load that is feeding your body to grow big, most times the bone mineral is not sufficient. It's going down. And the time you now start removing the weight, that is losing weight, it seems that the bone mineral is now increasing and the bone is getting stronger because the weight is reducing. So we should be mindful of our bones particularly, because it contributes to weight loss or weight gain when you are going through menopause. And the number 3 thing I like to talk about, there are several others, is exercising. Exercising is as important as what you eat. No, you may have a tendency or likeness for sitting most of the time, but that sitting will contribute to weight gain. The longer you sit at a place, the more likely you add weight. The more you walk about, walking is always my first choice. I don't even suggest going to the gym because I don't go to the gym myself. But if you have the time to do that, fine. There's nothing bad about it. But it will also cost you a little extra money to go do that. But if you have the resources, it's okay. But you don't need it to lose weight, to look fit. I didn't use the gym to throw off all those extra weights that I was carrying about that were ushering in diseases, that were ushering in, all kinds of health challenges. I didn't need any of those gyms and all these special treatments or massaging and all of that for me to be able to do that. And so I would want you to focus on these things. I already mentioned the important things: nutritional aspect, the fiber aspect, the healthy fats aspect, to help you lose weight during the menopause, to keep it off. Yes, it's important to highlight this one, because it is one thing to lose weight during menopause. It's another thing to keep it off. If you are fasted, for instance, fasting is good, but I do not recommend it for your weight loss because I have tried it. If you fast, for instance, and you lose weight, fine. if that is your tool for achieving weight loss, it may not be sustainable, because after the fasting, the body looks like it has rested. You don't know that fasting is also a medicine. The body looks like it has rested and wants to eat more. And so you will become like you are even more voracious. You want to eat almost everything you see, because the body is ready. It has taken some rest during the fasting. And so I do not recommend that fasting. That is not to say you should just keep eating whatever comes your way. No. You must give enough gap between each meals. And then you also be careful with what you snack on. I may talk about this another day. What you snack on, the type of snacks. Because occasionally you want to, because it's one of the mistakes again. Don't snack on those biscuits. I made that mistake. Don't make it. It took a long time for me to come. It's a habit. It takes time to convince people. It took time to convince myself also. Because some people, you can't convince them not to eat. Either they call it cracker biscuit, either they can call it any name, my dear. Avoid foods, snacks that are deficient in nutrients. That's one of the mistakes we made. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake of taking, because a good number of them settle as acids in the body. So don't take acidic foods like biscuits as snacks. If you want to take snack, for instance, you can take some of the nuts and seeds as fats that have nutrients. I mentioned it. If you have roasted sesame seed, it's okay. But if you don't have it, if you have cashew nuts, you can take a little of it. It's one of the things I was snacking on then. I love it a lot because the cashew nut contains antimicrobial properties. It contains a lot, and it gives you a lot of energy. Besides, it tastes great because taste is everything. Peanut, I also like to snack on it. And I must be honest and frank with you, small then, but even today I still do. But with some kind of monitoring, because peanut, for instance, is a source of protein. So I like to snack on things like seeds and nuts, cashew nuts. And when I think weight gain is coming, you can also take the almond. Almond, you can soak some. It may not really be so filling, but it's so dense. You can take it also. I do, but not all the time. That all these food, you need to be, kind of alternating them. Almond, for instance, a lot of us are not aware that it's a source of cyanic acid. If you take too much of it, it has that poisonous substance. It is said to have it. And not just that it is said to have it. I have also, had kind of a glimpse of what it is. When you eat cooked cassava, which I occasionally do, it's good for your blood sugar. It's rich in energy. But if you take it frequently, you are going to also be having that feeling of that thing on maybe around your skin. And so we must be very cautious how we take all of this. Don't snack on things that will spike your sugar. That's just the bottom line. You need to snack on healthy nuts, healthy foods. Snack on natural foods. Don't snack on processed foods. I would like to end this live here. Maybe on another date, maybe I'm going to come back, because what I actually had in mind to all the points I listed, I've not even finished them. But you can see that the aspect of nutrition we need to talk a lot about it because it requires more time. And then all other things that we talked about. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can share this message if you like. If you know any woman that is going through menopause and is having health challenges, you can also share it to her so that she can benefit from it. And I want to say thank you for coming. See you again. We'll talk about other things that affect menopause that can help you stop the menopause weight gain, because the points, we still have a lot to talk about. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming. And don't forget, food is our medicine, but moderation is our rule. See you again.